smack clowns and make the whole club black out with mad style. Do it big, rapping hard, and let the people do they wanna back down. I smack clown, make the whole club black out, mad style. Do it big, rapping, make the whole club black out when they wanna back down. I smack clowns and make the whole club black out with mad style.
I'm not going to leave you by yourself though, so I'll close that after. I had to blind pick a Gnar again as Pioshik's like, oh, he sees the food underneath the turret. Does avoid the spear very nicely as Morgan's going to survive. Now Chovy looking for it. He will get onto King in here as the Justice Punch will land, but it's still a 1v2. And Chovy does need to be very careful. Has to flash actually to get to safety. And Kingin holds on to his. So maybe a little bit of an overstep there from Chovy's Galio as that face breaker is beautiful. But once again, the Pantheon's coming down. Def trying to stay alive, but he's not going to be able to. Stun comes in. They trade 1 for 1.
It is going to be a hard time as I think we are... Oh, we're going to watch the spot lane instead. Pantheon coming in for the roam. So was not at the top side. Did not give that priority. Becca's big haymaker here plus the ignite going to secure the kill. Unfortunately for him, he's not able to get out. But he's able to get that first blood away. So, fairly slightly better trade.
Ooh.
And there you
passive?
Go.
Easy. Yeah, that's
from the
another
start in a lot of ways.
I felt like it was doomed from the Gnar pick, right? Because like this then becomes possible. Yeah. And it's an obvious play, right? Like if you've played top lane, you've played against Deft is very even on gold against Bao. And in the jungle, Pantheon is doing an okay job as well with his serrated dirt already completed. Facebreaker onto Vista here towards the bottom side. Level 4 for Becca. Unfortunately, a lot of value there from Def, but wow, Harmor Life managed to get this really coveted pick by, you know, being able to draw out these bans. But in this case, it's looking like it was a bit of a problem as the taunt comes in and Chovy is just going to be dead. Flash.
And also, they don't have vision of this. Dive in here.
Well, there's the flash headbutt Polv. And Vista's not going to be able to find Pioshik, and now they're the ones trapped in the pit. Kingin's going to come up over the top, doesn't have Cannon Barrage, as Vista's just dead. He's in the back of the pit now, nothing he can really do. Heroic Entrance going to try and save him, and actually Hanwha are going to turn it around. There's the showstopper over the wall. Vista will be taken down, but Deft says no. Okay, we've got a big gank coming in, but both of the supports are going to be here. There's the headbutt. Bit of a trade of positions as Grand Skyfall comes down. Becker is going to be going, but Vista on the ground are concerned. Harmor Life in that fight had theirs, right? There was no Cannon Barrage, and that's why it was so difficult. As we're going to check this one out once again, Vista going for the big play. A bit of a positional change there as Grand Skyfall really was what allowed this to happen, as Bao just could not join the fight.
Nice little Hex Flash.
Even if they've been very difficult to come by here in the LCK.
Yeah.
The possibility that Morgan can come back as Chovy, he wants to start this one off himself. Def in amongst it, looking for that first kill. He does get the S-rank, 3-man Shockwave though. Haymaker's good, but not enough damage to follow up. And Harmor Life are going to back away. DRX going to do the same thing as now Morgan throws down the ulti at a very strange place. Sorry, Kingin does, as Morgan had got out of there, but still.
Dead beat, but not going to happen.
Well, there's the flash pole. As we're going to get the trample stun as well. Solka, well and truly dead.
You know, I mean, it feels like the scaling advantage in terms of just raw damage output. So we're going to watch this again. Vista being aggressive. Really redeeming himself for what has been a shaky best of 3 for him. But it feels like...
If that's what you want to do. And the Dragon will be taken down. Turret as well. Now, will the team fight actually be successful as Morgan? Narvar in a great position. Deft dashing after King, and he has to flash to get out. But Becca not going to be so lucky. Solka with the 2-man Shockwave. That's definitely good. And now Vista looking to try and deliver him. Headbutt Pole comes on in. Heroic Entrance gets a really beautiful knock-up. And look, this is aggressive, to say the least. As Vista's over the wall, they know that he's over the wall. As Chovy goes in, 3-man taunts, beautiful. There's the Cannon Barrage finally, but Kingin's gonna go down. Deft grabs that kill, and it was all a bait. Why? What? No, don't face check. That was a bit of a silly move, as now Pioshik gonna go in. He's gonna take down the Gnar. Arthur tries to kite it out, as Chovy will get on top of the kitty cat, and Vista.
Very sloppy fight across the board. We're gonna go back to the fight previously, though, where you can see Chovy was looking for this for a long time. They didn't fight for the Drake, but they're actually able to push into this retreating DRX. And double global here, semi-global, you know, whatever you want to call it, ends up being Extremely effective at these types of chases, as we do see a bit of a fail flash there, unfortunately, for Solka, but it was also a great play from Vista at the same time, and be able to secure that kill. This is going to be the Baron setup here, whereas the composition, we've talked about so many times throughout this mid-game that Honda Live Esports have a great team fighting comp with the CC they have around these objectives. So even though it was pretty ridiculous to think they could take the Baron, to try to force the fight I think is a smart choice. I think they were always planning on not getting a Baron but getting a trade up in the team fight. Doesn't go side laning, they're trying to play this 1-3-1 right now because of the fact that Chovy can obviously engage semi-global from far away, and he does just that.
Speaking of which, yeah, two-man Shockwave does come in. Facebreaker down as well as Becca looking to get in position, decides to go for the Constellation Cow as Morgan.
And just making sure they don't let Chovy flank, I think, is the name of the game here. They're playing so passively around that.
All right, Vista goes for the flash once again, gets the flash out from Bao, which is good news, but the Grand Skyfall onto Solka, he goes golden as well. It's like a Messiah play, but on a Pantheon. Flashes out now as well as now Kingin in trouble once again as the Gangplank with the flank, and it's not what they want. Kyoshik also going to die as Becca is going to be the one to spare the blushes of his top laner. And Kingin, he laned so well, but what is he doing in these positions?
Yeah, he's just...
Oh, it's a disaster.
He's just always putting himself in dangerous spots, and they lost Kyoshik as well on the side. Chovy ends up getting the solo kill there on the edge as he tried to buy some time.
Vista, okay, they're going to dive onto King in here. Vista goes into his stopwatch. Beautifully done. The Pantheon's going to fall down, but Deft, he's managed to find himself some resets, and that is going to be the double kill. Chovy goes golden. Solka's going to kill him. And Hanwha look to try and get that soul point.
This is actually...
Or that Dragon Soul.
This is actually really good for Hanwha Life, but it could have been way better. As we do see again, question marks on where Kyoshik is in this fight. Like you were play-by-playing the real important action on the other side is Kyoshik just kind of got caught and stuck in a Baron pit. He dies, and Chovy's able to rejoin the fight full health, as Kingin just can't get anything done here. But the more important aspect of this is that DRX are able to trade this back so that they can't get Baron. So Hanwha Life don't actually finish the Baron there. The timings of the death timers mean that they can't actually get that Mountain Soul either. So actually this part of the fight where you see the trade back here, Bao does a decent amount of damage, Solka is able to kill Chovy. Ends up being a position where Hanwha Life is like, I won the fight.
In this situation now, it's going to be a 50-50 as we've got Kyoshik in position. Can he save the soul is the question. He may not be able to as Becca goes for the hero play, but he's not able to get it done. Now Mountain Soul comes in, and Samira's looking to clean up all the kills. Kingin, once again, he's just not in a great position. As Bao, he's going to get hunted by Morgan, thrown into the wall. Deft grabs his third kill of the team fight. Bao's just holding on to position, and that will be the end.
But all the inner turrets are up, so it's going to take them some time to finish it. But taking this fight, actually, for DRX feels foolish. They didn't have great positional advantage. You're going into a team that has so much CC. You have the best Galio player in the world in Chovy, who's going to have a great fight, of course. Ends up getting a nice little engage here. Now, in live, you can see they do take the turret, or excuse me, the Baron, but the turrets prevent them from ending the game immediately, this thought.
Well, that's a lot of teleports, Wolf, as Kingin, he's getting taken down to about half health. Morgan really feeling himself at this stage as the globals have all been expended, as there is a Nara into the wall. Becca's going to be missed by the wallop, though, and Kingin avoided it completely. And now Morgan's looking a little bit silly at this stage of the fight. Likely to be taken down, but no, goes into his stopwatch. Becca does the same, but he's the one that's going to be dying as Deft diving in, and will be able to pick up a double kill off the back of Morgan, throwing himself at the enemy.
Well, that's the game for sure. You know, it looked like it was going to be the game almost, 85%, 90%, and then DRX get caught outside of their base. It's tough to defend against a Baron. You got to try to make a play, you got to try to make a pick, but now it is just simply all she wrote here. Big win here for Hanwha Life Esports, a very competitive back-to-back, back-and-forth series, but DRX aren't able to clutch it out in the end.
Yeah, not quite able to do it. Nexus will go down. Congratulations to Hanwha Life Esports for picking up their first victory here in the LCK for 2020.